Are there certain sounds, perhaps, that you really wanted to put forward, that you wanted to put in the forefront?
My motorcycle.
Well, that got cut though.
That got cut though.
There was one song on the record that I'm sad about that.
That's such a cool moment.
There was a section of a song that was pitched down. We went outside and took a small recorder with a tape recorder.
An old tape, actually an old Nagra that record video from the 70s.
Recorded Chris's motorcycle revving up. And then pitched down steel drums.
Yeah, it was like, and all of it played at half speed, and it made this wonderful, like, slow, just kind of vibration. Yeah.
And huge pitch down cymbals and
huge pitch, everything.
I'm really sad that didn't work out. It was one of my favorite moments of the whole
Why
record.
didn't it work out then?
Just the song.
It was too weird. Every time we'd play it for our friends or
nobody liked it.
Everyone was like, "What is that?" Like, and me and Dan every time these like parts, these like half-speed steel drums and my 70s motorcycle and like all this. It's just like all this beautiful stuff, and beautiful tones, and it was too weird.
Well, just the song itself wasn't really strong. I think that's kind of what it was. There wasn't enough of a real song to it. But it did end with 10 seconds of basically gongs and wood clacks in a room, which really soothed me. And I was really sad that had to go away, because I think that's truly all I ever want to listen to is just music to do Tai Chi to. It was kind of what I just wanted to get on this record.
So you have it at home and you're playing it on the Sunday evenings?
On my own time, that's just running all the time,
Just looping.
A constant loop.
We don't even have a name for that song, I don't think. It never even got a name, that poor song.
Sad.
Sad little guy. We'll
song.
find a home for him at some point.
You said you played the song to friends. Do you do that often?
It helps at the end to kind of get perspective and play it for people you trust, and to just how the kind of nerves you have of sitting through listening to your own music with someone else is like, it's so like clarifying. Mm-hmm. You're just like, because you're hearing every second and you're like, this part sucks. This part is bad. I can feel that it's bad. I don't like sitting here through it. And it's just really like, it's sort of like taking a cold shower. You lose so much perspective throughout working on it, and it's a moment of harsh clarity that's really productive.
Do you immediately feel if something is good or wrong?
Yeah, totally. You have to trust your instincts, and it is a very it's a very clear visceral feeling when you just, as you're listening to it, you're sort of imagining how the other person is processing it, and then you sort of have this like weird way of looking at both of you at the same time above, and thinking like, this is not doing anything for them probably. When you're, what I mean? There's like a moment where you're just like, this can't be working for them. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's just a feeling of like, this isn't coming off like I thought it was gonna, and like that last song we were just talking about that didn't make the record. It's like, as much as excitement as we had over it, it was when we played it for other people, that was just like, everyone was like, what the, I don't know about that one. It's a really weird song.
They're all wrong.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Who knows?
So who are these people?
Just a bunch of amateurs. I don't know what they're talking about. They're all wrong.
So they don't even have to be honest. Then.
No.
They can say they love something.
You can't. I mean, you can never. You can't trust those people's opinions of the record are always one person's opinion, and it is. I think if anything, it's the experience of playing music for other people. It makes you listen to it in a different way too, where it's like there's their reaction, which is one thing. It's always really good if they're really positive, but it's also the experience of hearing it while watching someone else take it in. It's a very different way of listening. It makes you see the song in a different light. I feel like there have been times too where I played things we've been working on for people, and they're like, I don't like that, and I'm like, I still like it anyway. Yeah. I don't trust you. I mean, that's happened too. That happened on Beck.
That's fortifying, that gives you,
That's the instinct.
Yeah, where you're just kind of like, what, I actually really like that. So you kind of take it both ways.
Chris, what song do you have the highest expectations of regarding becoming a single, being played on the radio, playing on Jay Leno or whatever?
You love that question.
That's another question. I don't know.
Because last time it was quite obvious.
Yeah,
I think.
it was quite obvious last time. This
What do
time,
you think?
Yeah,
You tell us.
I haven't listened to it enough to say something
Okay.
like that.
Damn.
I've listened to it too much to say something. That's probably
Okay.
my answer. So
So there's no instinct regarding that.
this I don't know. I feel like there's whatever the obvious single from Vekatimist was, sort of 2 weeks, whatever. It was just felt very clear that like this is a really approachable song, and I don't know. I think that we've tried to just make more of the songs kind of clear like that, where it kind of cuts in a succinct way or something, and so I don't know. I don't really think of us as cut out for. We're not really, as a band, cut out for that sort of song
Not
writing.
a singles band.
Not a singles kind of band. We don't just write radio hits at all. So it's sort of hard for me to ever tell. But as a whole, I'm more proud of this record than anything I think we've done. So I didn't really answer your question. I did a really good job avoiding.
I think,
also
I
an
think if
answer.
anything, I feel like, maybe this is wrong, but I feel like in the past there have been like the very obtuse songs and there have been the very approachable songs, and I think on this record we maybe tried to narrow that gap a little bit, so songs were equal parts obtuse and approachable, have the hooks within the interesting, intense songs as well, and have the real pop songs have moments of thought and where you really, active listening throughout the entire record, but actually with some hooks to like draw you in throughout, I think, if anything,
Narrowing that gap,
you know what I mean?
think, is a
Does
good
that make
good
sense? I
answer.
feel like that's kind of true
does.
on this record.